So, Caitlin Clark's injury appears to be worse than we imagined. It appears to be worse than we imagined. And I saw this post by, to be fair, I did see the post from this page right here first, about an hour ago. Obviously, Stephanie White talking about the injury. And now there is a article from Grant Young from Sports Illustrated. Obviously, Sports Illustrated doing a pretty decent job, well, pretty good job, not even pretty decent, a really good job of covering the Indiana Fever. However, this is not ideal. This is not ideal for the Indiana Fever. So about an hour before the Fever's first preseason game, news broke that Caitlin Clark would not be playing. I mean, the night before, it was likely. It was very likely the night before that Caitlin Clark wasn't going to be playing, but when speaking with the media right before tip-off, Clark said it's just a little tightness. I go through warm-ups and everything, and they'll decide if it's good to go or not with the medical team's decision. Tightness clearly wasn't too severe. Kept her sidelined for May. Didn't keep her sidelined for the game against Brazil, where she played 98 minutes. Although it doesn't sound like Clark's completely out of the woods when it comes to managing leg injury. This was conveyed by Fever head coach Stephanie White when speaking to media about her star player Wednesday. So this is what Stephanie White has said. Obviously, actually, they're referencing the same tweet that I was referencing. So let's take a listen.
In practice, yeah, I mean, she's been limited in practice, so we're still very cautious in working our way back and really letting her body kind of tell her how much to do and really relying on the trainers, the athletic training staff. But she's making great progress, and that's what we need just to make sure that we're super cautious and have no setbacks. Yeah, I mean.
Oh, that's not an ideal thing to hear. That is not an ideal thing to hear about their star player. Their star player is injured. And I just saw that Kelsey Mitchell's injured. I got to look more into that before talking about it. But a lot of people were joking about how Caitlin Clark is running. A lot of people were joking about how Caitlin Clark in their training practice footage, how she is running, the speed she's kind of going at, and they're like, oh, I've heard people saying she runs like an old woman. And I'm like, well, clearly there's something bothering her. And again, I think she's going to be good day one for the season. I don't think she plays on Saturday. Like, the fact is, when you've got your coach saying she's very limited is not a good sign. That is not a good sign at all, especially when it comes to, like, it doesn't seem like she has an injury. It's just tightness, which could genuinely come down to her being, obviously, again, her trying to ramp it up. And if she's put on a lot of upper body bulk, that could affect it. A lot of things. So, you see here, the Fever are being super cautious. The Fever coach Stephanie White said she's making great progress. This is from Chloe Peterson at the Indy Star. I assume, is there anything else we've heard? Limited in practice? No, it seems to be, it says they haven't specifically stated what injury she's working back from. Science point to be something muscular. Clark spent some time in the stationary bike and she was out of the game. Stationary bikes are usually used to keep muscles warm and keep the blood flowing, which prevents stiffness and cramping. He was also resting a pack in her thigh in the fourth quarter of Sunday's game after she checked out for the final time. So I'm guessing maybe quad tightness. And look, that's not going to be enough to keep her out of a game. And the good positive thing is the Fever don't play back-to-backs. I'm not sure if the Fever have back-to-back on the year. I genuinely am not sure if they have a back-to-back for the entire year. So that is going to be a big help, I would say, for Caitlin Clark and for the Indiana Fever dealing with this injury. But what you hope is that it's not a niggling injury and it's completely clear in a few days. Because you can see anyway in practice that she's still practicing. She is most definitely still practicing, but it's not anything too intense. It's not anything too crazy. She's getting shots up and she's fine getting shots up. And like we saw it against Brazil, she looked like she was about 75%. She wasn't going slow. And the good thing about Caitlin Clark is what people don't realize is that Caitlin Clark, if she, even if she's at 75% speed, she can still control a game and play and cause her team to play at a pace greater than anyone else, and her gravity's still her gravity. But yeah, it is a tough one, and who knows what caused it, but maybe the extra bulk. Who knows? which could be a bit of a problem. But I would assume she's going to be out for Saturday and back for the first game. I would say it's quite unlikely that she's there for Saturday, especially if they're saying they're being extremely cautious and she's very limited in practice. So I just don't see it likely at all that she plays the game. I really don't. And for Fever fans, obviously, that is a big deal. However, look, the most important thing is that Caitlin Clark is right for this game right here. And she's right for the 17th of May. She's right for the 17th of May. I couldn't care less how she is on the 10th of May. As long as she's right on the 17th, that's all that matters. This is the game that matters. I think this is the game that matters for the Fever as well. This is one of the bigger games of the year. The game's on everything. On ESPN Plus, on ABC, it's on Disney Plus. It's on League Pass, which for some reason, when you're on like League Pass website, by the way, the WNBA website doesn't work properly, but the WNBA website for some reason believes that every single person is in America. Well, it also believes that if you want to search teams, it means you actually want to search tickets. They actually have a redirect error, and they've had this redirect error since I've started covering this league. But that's an annoying thing, but I have to watch it on my damn phone. However, I don't think that it's a good thing. I don't think it's it's a great thing to hear that she's been limited in practice. I still think she'll be fine May the 17th, but I would say it's extremely, extremely unlikely she plays against the Atlanta Dream. And is that game in Atlanta? If the game's in Atlanta, it is... In fact, is it in Atlanta? Yeah, it's in Atlanta, and it's in the like 4,000-seater arena. And I think you'll pack it out anyway to see the rest of the Fever players. So yeah, it's not a great news for Indiana. It's really not. But you know what? All that matters is game one. All that matters is game one. Preseason does not matter in any way at all, if we're being honest. Does not matter. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? And if you guys do not agree that it's a good thing, or that's a good thing, that it's a worry, let me know why, because it does not sound great from Stephanie White's perspective. But anyway, I'll see you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.